Hey, Resalad here, founder of The Millionaire Body, and today we are back with another episode of the Live Your Life series, and we're with one of our members, Chloe Martin, who has just completed an unbelievable photo shoot, and she's had to overcome so much adversity with her transformation, and her journey is extremely inspirational. So over these next 10 or so minutes, you're going to learn a little bit more about Chloe, her story, and how she was able to transform her life and inspire hundreds of women around her, being a coach herself within her own program. So I look forward to you meeting Chloe.
Hi, my name is Chloe. I am 25 years old and I am an online fitness coach. So my journey started back in 2014. So I unfortunately lost my grandpa to cancer, and I wanted to essentially just give back to the people that helped him. So I wanted to face two of my biggest fears, which is planes and heights, and complete a charity skydive to obviously raise some money. But to do that, you actually have to be under a certain weight, which I didn't know, and I was over it because I'd always been quite a kind of a big child. Like, I was never kind of severely overweight or anything like that, but I wasn't very active in school. I think the most I ever did really was cheerleading, and that was just simply because I needed it for my Duke of Edinburgh award, not because I wanted to. But yeah, that was kind of it. Like, I never really was into fitness, into like moving around and jumping around or anything like that, and it just meant that I was a little bit too heavy to do the skydive. So I joined a gym. First of all, just started off like in the cardio section because I thought that was like the safe place, as most people think, and nothing was really happening at all. So I got a PT who really did help me in the gym, which was amazing. I did obviously start to lose a little bit of weight because I was starting to be in a bit of a deficit without actually knowing what a deficit was. But the way obviously she encouraged me, the way she made me feel was something really, really special, and I think that always kind of stuck with me. But essentially I kind of stuck with that for like 3 months just before the skydive, managed to get to the weight I needed to be for the skydive and completed it. I can confirm I am no longer as afraid of heights or planes. I still have mini freakouts and there's a bit of turbulence, but we'll go with it. But that was kind of where it all started, and off the back of that in particular kind of scenario, that's how I then actually ended up going into a career in the fitness industry. I literally just was like, I want to make other people feel the way my PT made me feel. I want to get educated in it, and essentially whilst I was working as a manager in retail, I went and did all my like fitness courses and gained my knowledge, and then eventually made the transition into a gym. But in the process of that, like you'll learn, you still have a lot to learn. Like, there's still so many different layers to understanding how to have and achieve fat loss, and to know what the right exercises to do are in the gym. And I still wasn't on top of my nutrition at this point at all. Like, I was that person who would just have a ready meal for dinner every single night, and I wasn't calorie counting or anything like that. I didn't really know what I was doing with my food side of things at all. I was just training well. And that kind of then just like led me into keep educating myself, but not really listening to what I was learning in the sense of like me implementing it. And then eventually, obviously, years went on, lockdown came around, and on top of lockdown, I had quite a fair few family scenarios. My dad was diagnosed with cancer. I had another scenario going on the side of that with my family too, and essentially, like, I wanted to be there for everybody, and in the process of me being there for everybody, I forgot about myself, and I just didn't care for any form of exercise. I didn't care for any form of like understanding my food. I just ate whatever. I didn't really move my body, and I fell into my own depression. I was diagnosed with depression from the doctors, put on antidepressants, and that kind of just led the scenario that I was already in to kind of get worse, because again, even through this, like, I am a kind and caring person. Like, that's always kind of been my thing. I like to look after people, and that's what I was trying to do. I was still trying to be there for everyone else, and on top of that, obviously, I work with hundreds of people. Like, I was looking after my clients as well. I couldn't suddenly just like stop my job and everything that I really enjoy doing, and I would just put all of the energy that I did have into that and not me. So essentially I piled on the weight. Like, I genuinely got to the biggest point I'd ever been in my entire life. And as I said earlier, like, I was never a small child. Like, it was something that I couldn't believe who I saw in the mirror sometimes. And then other times I'd just block it out. I'd be like, it's fine, it's no big deal. We were kind of getting through everything a little bit better. Like, everything was starting to look up a little bit more. And essentially I went and spoke to a photographer, actually to sign up to learn about photography, because it was something that I was genuinely really interested in. And in the process of that, obviously he was a fitness photographer and convinced me to sign up to a fitness shoot. And I was like, you know what, I need to step out my comfort zone, why not? So I did, and I went and did my first shoot, and the first thing he said to me was like, I can see how uncomfortable you are. And it wasn't necessarily uncomfortable like in the way I looked, like that obviously played a part, but it was genuinely like I had lost all my confidence. I'd lost like who I was. I was very closed off, and that was coming across in like my posture. It was coming across in obviously the way I looked, the way I was speaking, and something in me in that moment 100% clicked, and I was like, I need to do something. And that then kickstarted probably the biggest part of my journey overall. So that was 2 and a bit years ago now. And I've been on this kind of roller coaster of a journey ever since. My business got bigger and bigger and bigger. I started overworking myself when I was obviously PTing in a gym. I was just working from 5 a.m. till 10 p.m. like 6 days a week. So although I was much better at like my nutrition and my training, there was a lot of stress and pressure being put on my body. So I kept getting ill. And it just always felt like there was another hurdle, and there was another hurdle, and there was another hurdle. And whilst I did start to lose weight, it kind of ultimately got to a point where I just couldn't do it on my own, which is when I got a coach. And I have never regretted ever reaching out to any coach that I've worked with, because every single coach I've worked with, like, I've learned something from, and I wouldn't be here right now, like in the shape I'm in the like mindset I'm in all of these like places, these positive places, if it wasn't for all of these people that I've met along the way, and for like believing in me and pushing in me and like getting me to get to where I am. And essentially I set myself a big goal last year of doing a photo shoot, which actually turned out to be 3 photo shoots in a row because I'm crazy. But I went through a proper kind of photo shoot prep for that, which was a kind of life-changing experience, because at that point I got myself to the lowest weight I think I'd ever been in my entire life. I got to understand what a photo shoot prep kind of involved and the confidence that brought out of me. I live in trackies and t-shirts and that, or gym wear. I've never really been somebody who's felt confident in their underwear or anything like that. So this photo shoot was really me stepping out of my comfort zone, and it felt so good. Like, I can't even begin to explain how much like my mindset just flipped by the end of that shoot, in the sense of the way I'd be able to kind of keep pushing forward. So I then had a few months off, went up to maintenance, enjoyed Christmas a little bit, and then that kind of took me to this year and where I am now. And where I've been on such a big journey, and trust me, there's still an awful lot going on in my life with a lot of stress. I work, again, long hours, absolutely love my job though, obviously. But I've, just been on this massive journey, and I was like, I can push for more, once more. So yeah, I did. I've done another photo shoot prep, just did the photo shoot like 2 weeks ago. Feeling good, feeling amazing. Again, lowest weight of my life, best physique of my life. My confidence is always growing more and more regularly, which just feels so good. There's been some hurdles in terms of like my relationship with food and kind of understanding and navigating all of these different things. Just because I think it has been such a long period of time, there's obviously going to be struggles, and there's going to be things that I need to like work on and things like that. But I genuinely feel like right now I'm in a really good place physically. Mentally, it's getting better and better. I'm obviously no longer on antidepressants. I am feeling a lot more confident and things in that sense. And I'm managing my stress in better ways as well. And yeah, I'm in a good place, and I am still there to support my friends and my family when they're going through things, but learning to do that and not neglect myself in the process has definitely been one of the biggest things to come out all of this, because I don't want to go back to where I was, because this is the best version of me right now, and that's really, really important. But also I want to inspire other people. I want other people to know that like life is going to throw you curveballs, and it's not going to be easy, but you are still so important. Your health is so important, not just for you right now, but for like your future. Like it plays a massive part in how you're going to function and how long you're going to live for and everything like that. So I'm always willing to share my journey. I'm always willing to share the struggles to an extent, just because I want it to kind of inspire other people to just not be afraid to take the first step. And that step doesn't even have to be big. That step could just be doing more steps each day, something small, but it will make a difference in the long run. So yeah, that's me.